Hi, welcome to Myers ASMR. How are you? Are you relaxed? Shake off that stress and let go of that mess. It was not personal. Hey, you get what you think about. You get what you think about, whether you want it or not. Well, I was thinking about making this split pea soup, and I made it and I got it. So I got what I was thinking about. And I just melted a little cheese on some bread, sprinkled a little herb. Anyways, let's get right to it. Yes, yes, hopefully it's cooled down enough. I put a little too much water, but it's divine. You know, after 30 years, I figured out how to make it cook faster. It used to take me hours. Just make it in tinier pots. I used to make a big old pot for the week. But if I make less in a smaller pot, it gets done way faster. Probably in like maybe less than an hour. Or maybe an hour tops. Of course, if you soak the peas ahead of time and soften them up, then I'm sure they'll get done much. I've never done that, but I've read about it. Usually it's a spur of the moment thing. Like when I crave it, I want it now. So I usually don't plan ahead and soak my peas. I'm talking about the dry peas that come in a bag, not the already cooked ones in a can. This is so freaking good. It's got to be one of the cheapest meals on earth. I cut up a little carrot and garlic. I season it with a bay leaf and a tiny bit of cayenne. I can't even taste the cayenne. Salt and curry powder. And it is absolutely wonderful. I also used to make it with a little bit of tomato paste, and that's great too. But I usually don't have a can of tomato paste in the house when I'm craving it, so I just put my spices in a pot while it's cooking. And it's fantastic. It's one of those things that's kind of impossible to mess up. The cheese tastes almost like a pizza. And hey, don't be ashamed to go to the food banks and food pantries. Most of the people who go there have jobs. A lot of people have cars, college degrees. They own homes. really see your peers. It's fresh stuff, it's good. It ain't no shame, nobody's judging you. And with this inflation, look, you gotta cut costs everywhere you can. Because prices are through the roof and they are insane. And things have to change, something's gotta give. Because salaries have not matched inflation like they should. Salaries are not keeping up. You know, when you have a good piece of bread, it makes it even better. I love multi-grain breads with seeds and things. I love the texture. I love biting into a seed. I think I'm gonna start growing avocados and berries in my windowsill. I'm gonna try to grow a papaya. They are so expensive. I think I'm gonna start fermenting a batch of kefir tonight. Kefir is great. It can be ready in about 2 or 3 days. If you want it chunkier and more like, say, yogurt, thicker and denser, then you let it sit a little longer, maybe close to a week. But you gotta know what you're doing because that spoiled taste is so strong. You gotta know how to cover that mess. else. So I don't even taste it. And honestly, after all these years, I'm used to that taste anyways. I don't even flavor it. I'm like, I don't care. But I used to flavor my kombucha with essential oils. You know, just a dash or two of like some orange oil. It flavors the whole gallon, makes it taste like a tangerine. Or I used to use bergamot, made it taste like Earl Grey. The key to healthy is flavor. You gotta make that stuff taste good. And once you figure that out, you forget that it's healthy. Like before, I started using green powders. My smoothies used to taste like ice cream. I used to feel almost guilty. Like, how is this so good and healthy? But now I do my green powders, so it has changed the taste. What a fantastic meal. And I'm full. This wasn't even a full bowl of soup. Imagine if I had had 2 pieces of toast in a full bowl. That's what I'm saying. It costs next to nothing. You gotta find ways to cut the cost. You can get all this stuff from food pantries, which actually I did, except for the bread. But food pantries carry bread. Anyways, Lord have mercy, that was good. This is what is this? What kind of tea is this? Is oh, this is blood orange from Trader Joe's. I put about a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, a little squeeze of half a lemon, and some collagen powder. It tastes fantastic. I might have put honey in it too. Well, you know what time it is. It's time for getting better and better every day in every way with the help of People Smarts. Let's see where we left off. So we're on the resolving conflict chapter. Resolving conflict. That's a very, very good skill to have, isn't it? He says 3 ways to be an effective conflict resolver. 1 is creating a climate of mutual interest. You know what I mean? Just to keep it clear. Okay, so rather than shy away from conflict, people smart individuals use three key behaviors to constructively navigate their differences with others. They create a climate of mutual interest by confronting disagreements without being disagreeable. They take a positive approach and elicit cooperation from others. High PQ people are adept at putting the real issues on the table. As negotiators, they focus on the important needs and concerns instead of bogging down or getting sidetracked. They strive to negotiate win-win solutions, being creative and persistent about finding ways for all parties to meet at least some of their needs. They know how to handle setbacks and deal with curveballs in the negotiating process. Let's take a closer look at each of these three conflict resolution skills. Number one, creating a climate of mutual interest. I'm not going to go over the whole chapter or the whole skill, just part of it. So, creating a climate of mutual interest. Conflict resolution poses the most gain and the least pain when we are able to take a cooperative rather than an adversarial approach to working out differences. For this to happen, both parties need to own the problem and recognize that they have a stake in solving it. Three behaviors are helpful